But I know offer your all to Him. And just say, here I am, I'm forgetting everything that is going on in my life right now and everything that's weighing me down. When you truly give it all to Him, there's nothing that compares to it. Nothing that compares to the joy and the peace that you feel and the relief that you get. It's hard. It's hard to let go. It's hard to let go of the things that are going on around you. But if you just try, if you just say, here I am, Lord, take it all, He will. He's willing to. He's just waiting on you.
Hello. How's everybody? Tired? How many of you guys went to fall retreat? Did you guys get rested? No. No? Why not? Oh, that's it?
Oh no, my cousin's here to stay.
We'll let you know. Okay. So tonight we're starting a new series, and it's called Through the Darkness. This is going to be a good one. Have you guys ever been doing something in your house and kind of, it's nighttime and you're doing something, maybe like working on your homework, and the electricity goes out?
Yes.
And it's pitch black dark in your house. And so, what do? You light a candle. You grab a flashlight. You look for a flashlight. You get your phone, because your phone has a flashlight. So, not long ago, this was, happening. And, my husband wasn't home, so it was just, it was me and the kids. And so, the electricity goes out. I'm looking for a flashlight. My phone is nowhere near me, and it's pitch black dark, so I can't find it. So I go looking for a flashlight. I go to the junk drawer. Does anybody have one of those in their house?
Yeah.
It has like a bunch of random things in it, maybe like a Chick-fil-A sauce that's been in there for a year. And screws and pins and, just stuff that's in there that you maybe only use once a year.
If that often.
Yeah, if that often. So I get in this drawer and I find a flashlight. So I go to turn it on and it doesn't have any batteries in it. So it's still dark. And I have a flashlight with no batteries. So it doesn't do me any good. So I go to try to find some batteries in a different drawer. And that drawer that has the batteries is in the laundry room. And the laundry room has a cabinet up here. And I forget that there's a cabinet up there. So I get in the drawer, nothing in the drawer, lift my head, whack, right on the cabinet. So now I'm delirious because I'm seeing stars, but it's pitch black dark. So I just forget about it and go find a candle and light a candle, and we're good. Have you guys ever had any of those kind of experiences in life? Where darkness, where you just feel like you're walking around in darkness?
Yes.
Whether the electricity is out or not, you just feel like you're just walking in darkness. You had those kind of experiences in your life?
Yes.
Life can feel dark on a global level when there's a terrorist attack or there's a mass shooting that happens somewhere. Even though you don't live there, you can still feel it.
Yes.
On a local level, there's a natural disaster. There has, a flood has come. There was a really bad car accident in your small town that you live in, and it's affecting everything. One of your teachers has just been diagnosed with cancer, and it's kind of affecting the whole school. You get what I'm talking about? On a personal level. This is where tragedies can hit the hardest, right? The death of a loved one, your parents' divorce, the loss of a friend, unexpected news that you have to move across country and leave all of your friends and move to a different school. Something that you have done that you think has ruined the rest of your life. Darkness. It all affects us in some way. And in some ways, it's really tricky because you don't know what to do. We've all been taught what to do whenever things are going great. You be grateful. You know how to deal with happy times. You know what to do when you win a ball game. You still go shake their hands, right? You compliment them. We all know what to do in those situations, right? But in darkness, what do we do? When tragedy strikes, what do we do? The hardest thing to do when tragedy strikes is to be real. When tragedy strikes, we just want to cover it up. We want to watch movies. We want to play games. We just want to cover it up. We want to act like nothing ever happened. Right? We want to tune it out. We try not to feel anything. We try to do things that make us feel better. Things that we probably normally wouldn't even do. We try to do these things to make us feel better. Maybe. We lash out at other people. We get angry. Even if we're normally a happy person, we're angry all the time. We lash out. We hurt people because hurting people hurt people. All of these emotions that are felt here, all of these are natural. And if you're feeling any of these kind of emotions, it's okay. There's not anything wrong with you. All of these things are normal. They're natural things that you need to feel. And that's kind of what we're going to talk about tonight. For you to feel. Not to try to hide things. Not to cover them up. But to feel. And the Bible doesn't tell us what to do whenever tragedy strikes, does it? We don't have a book that we can do step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. But there are people in the Bible that face tragedy. We're going to look at some of those examples throughout this series. Tonight specifically, we're going to look into the book of John. And we're going to look into a tragedy of one of Jesus' closest friends. Now, a man named Lazarus was sick. He was from Bethany, the village of Mary, and her sister Martha. This Mary, whose brother Lazarus now lay sick, was the same one who poured perfume on the Lord and wiped his feet with her hair. So the sisters sent word to Jesus, Lord, the one you love is sick. John 11, 1, 2, and 3. So just by this scripture right there, we can see that Lazarus was not just another guy. Because the sisters said, Lord, the one you love is sick. So that right there tells you that he's very near and dear to Jesus. He's one of his friends. Now Mary and Martha right there stumbled into a darkness moment. The one you love is sick. What do? They sent word to Jesus that Lazarus was sick. And the story continues. And down in verse 17. On his arrival, Jesus found that Lazarus had already been in the tomb for 4 days. Bethany was less than 2 miles from Jerusalem, and many Jews had come to Mary and Martha to comfort them in the loss of their brother. When Martha heard that Jesus was coming, she went out to meet him, but Mary stayed home. What kind of emotions, feelings do you think that Mary and Martha were having right now? Their brother had died. They sent word to Jesus, but he died before he got there. Sadness. What about anger? Do you think they felt anger? Felt a little bit frustrated? Yeah, I think so. So Martha went out to meet Jesus when she knew that he was coming. Verse 21 says, Lord, Martha said to Jesus, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. Brutal honesty right there. Where were you, Jesus? We sent word and you didn't come. Why didn't you come? If only you had been here, he wouldn't have died. Honesty. Feelings. Can you talk to Jesus that way? Can you? Can you talk to Jesus that way? You can, but you shouldn't. Why shouldn't you? Brutal honesty. That's what she had. Did he ignore her? Did Jesus push her to the side and say, whatever? No, he didn't. He did not. Continuing down verse 33. When Jesus saw her weeping, and the Jews who had come along with her also weeping, he was deeply moved in spirit and troubled. Where have you laid him? He asked. Come and see, they replied. Jesus wept. Then the Jews saw how he loved him. I put that emphasis in there with the Jesus wept. It's bolded. It's the shortest verse in the Bible. Jesus wept. He didn't tune out the pain. He didn't dismiss it. He stood right there and he felt it with them. He joined Mary and he joined Martha in the pain. He hurt. He cried. He mourned. He grieved, just like they did. He stayed right there and he felt it with them. He didn't dismiss the pain. That's the first step that you need to know. For you to be able to heal past your pains. For you to be able to heal, you have to feel the emotion that comes with it. The feelings that come with it. You have to feel them. And you have to let yourself feel them. You have to be honest with yourself. You have to be able to process your emotions. In order to heal, you have to feel. Jesus performed a miracle that day. He went to the tomb and he brought Lazarus back to life. But he didn't do it immediately. He didn't skip over all of the emotions to get to the part where he could fix it. He walked through that step by step. He didn't just show up and automatically snap his fingers and everything was fine. He didn't do that. And that's important. He didn't rush through the darkness to get to the other side. He didn't rush through the darkness to get to the life. He walked through that step by step right there.